talking to people, letting them know. Get it out. Shout at the rooftops. This is the bee's knees. You're misinformed.
OCTOGON.
Update.
Shut up and sit down.
We're back with another episode. This being episode 10. Octagon update, highly misinformed. Let's get into this stuff.
What do we got popping in MMA news?
First off, let's talk about Izzy. Looking like he's going to go up and fight Jon for the belt, too. Get a one belt, two belt thing.
1 belt, 2 belt, 3 belt, pop.
Yeah, Izzy and Jon's going to be a really good fight. I'm pretty sure that Izzy's going to take the win there, though.
And this is going to be a good old power versus speed. But Izzy does have that timing. So if he can time a great punch on his chin, he can be knocked out. I mean, Santos knocked him out just a couple fights ago. So you got to think there's a lot of people that are thinking Stylebender can knock him out. That's why they're making this fight for him. Mm-hmm. If he wins, definitely Jon Jones is back in that 205 picture before the heavyweight picture.
Mm-hmm. With the way that they're going to play out these next 3 months, next 6 months, they have the potential to really change the landscape in the light heavyweight division.
As well as other divisions as well. Mm-hmm. They have a lot of good problems on their hands.
Good problems.
Good problems. Izzy, he definitely wants this. He's testing the waters at the light heavyweights to see if he can match up with the belt holder, because if he can beat Jon, he thinks he can beat anybody at light heavyweight, because he's going to be like, well, I knocked out the guy with the belt.
Yeah, he probably can.
I'll just fight Jon Jones.
Yeah, so, exactly. That's exactly what I do.
It's going to be a great fight.
I think
when is it set to?
They're going to fight in March.
They're going to fight in March.
But it's nothing set in stone, though.
Nothing set in stone. But I did tell you this last pod, and you didn't believe me. Yikes.
Nothing set in stone, though. So
well, it is.
You never know.
It came from both of their mouths and Dana White's mouth. So
I agree that 90% of the chances are that it's going to be Izzy and Jon. But right now, the UFC has the option to say, you know what? Why don't, based off last night's results from last night, why don't we see if Glover can handle Jon first, and then let's just give Izzy Jones right off the bat.
So our boy Jon Jones got into a altercation at his
estate in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Jon Jones ran into some security issues as he had a visitor late at night.
Was it a neighbor coming over with some tea?
It wasn't a neighbor. It wasn't Girl Scouts looking to sell cookies. No, This was someone going through his, I guess you call driveway, going through his vehicles.
Going through his Lamborghini?
It wasn't the Lambo. No.
Okay, what was it? Was it
It was a truck and a smaller car. It wasn't a Prius either, folks. And I'm sure this was a nice vehicle that he was going
These were all nice cars.
But it seemed that he got into his second car, and then it wasn't too much longer that the garage door started opening.
And then the former light heavyweight undefeated champion
himself
came out with a shotgun.
Plus a dog.
That's a little overkill, folks.
I would be willing to bet that robber or would-be robber did not know who he was robbing.
The moral of the story is don't rob people, especially don't rob UFC fighters. That was fun to see.
That's fun to see.
That's fun to see. I hope he doesn't get any more home invasions. The UFC doctor said he was smoking too much weed, and he said he would not quit the weed. In fact, he might cut back on it, but he would never quit weed.
Jeez.
Never. So, do you think it was the weed that caused the breast enlargement?
I would have to say this is a classic argument that some of these fighters are using. A guy like Jon Jones was just saying something very similar to this. I don't think that I was born yesterday, and I don't think everyone else was, and everyone knows what's going on here. But in the public's eye, and for the purpose of being on ESPN and having a fair fight, entertainment value, I'm going to play the game and say, right.
He never popped hot, so you got to believe the man.
We got to talk about what happened last night.
Oh my goodness gracious.
That was the most disgusting thing I've seen in a while.
It was actually kind of funny, Nick.
Fell off.
God. Not only did it fall off, he fucking hit it off. So did you see what happened? Like, did you see how he got punched off?
Yeah, I saw it. It just basically got punched off of his head.
Basically, he kept turning his head like this every time he would get punched to roll off the punch, I think. And his ear, he already had a huge, his cauliflower ear was immaculate, to say the least.
It just
and
separated.
He basically took the middle part and made it the outside part. And he just kept teeing off on his left side, and he hit it, boom, perfectly right on the ear. You saw it flop from there, and he threw another elbow on the ear. I think that even made it worse.
Yeah.
Did you see the elbow on the ear? Oh, God. After that, I'm like, I saw it right away. That was worse than the Tyson biting another man's ear off.
That was pretty damn bad.
That was one of the worst injuries I've seen in MMA. The guy didn't even see it.
Bad? Is it bad? It's coach like, yeah, it's pretty bad. Let's get out of here.
You're going to need surgery, buddy. You're going to be down for a little bit because the next time you get punched, it's going to reopen.
That was gross.
So he's going to be down for a while. That sucks for him, but
last night was almost like when you have a chicken, a rotisserie chicken, and the meat just falls off the bone and the bone's just still sitting there. That was just the most disgusting thing I've seen in a while.
It looked...
Compared to an explosion to someone's ear, that I can take. I can take an explosion of an ear. That's okay.
It was literally the cauliflower. Like, it was like inside... It was his inside ear was all like just cauliflowered, like mushroomed up. And then that part literally fell out of his head. And it looked like, I don't think he should fight again. So
he might not. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's just going to get it's so bad. That's such a bad injury that if he fights again,
it'll probably happen.
it's going to it's going to get redone.
Fight of the night performance bonuses goes to Aroni Barcelos versus Kali Taha. Performance of the night, Giga Chikadze. And performance of the night also, Alexandra Romanov.
I'll say this much. I think Glover Teixeira did get robbed for a performance of the night bonus.
Yeah, I agree with you and Steve-O because we saw the post-fight interview. Steve-O asked him that exact question right off the bat. He said, Glover, why didn't you get the performance of the night? Because what else? I mean, what more do you have to do? I understand that he was barely in there. I understand he got knocked down a bunch of times. But when you think about it, the main event, submission, rear naked choke, I don't know how Dana missed that one.
Our quick-ass breakdown. Stay tuned.
UFC Fight Night. Santos versus Teixeira was an amazing card. Prelim started out with Lopez taking care of business against Anthony Barchak. Lopez is now 12-5. The man went out there, rear naked choked his teammate, took care of business, got it done. Max Griffin knocked Ramiz Bahami's ear off. Darren Elkins wrestled to achieve the victory. Man is unstoppable when it comes to wrestling. Alexander Romanov with the takedown to submission of Marcos de Lima. That was an awesome forearm choke that we saw. Trevin Giles with his hands came out there. TKO, KO. Beautiful hand striking. Took care of business. Claudia Gadalha dropped the ball against Jan Zainin.
Giga got it done, guys, with a head kick knockout, first round. Romani Barcelis with a decision, and that was probably the fight of the night in my book, folks. Andrea Lasky getting her done, unanimous decision. He's 41. He's out there for all the dads out there. Santos versus Glover Teixeira. Glover Teixeira, third round, rear naked. Who was the favorite fight of the night?
My favorite fight of the night. There's so many good fights. Personally, on a personal level.
Personally, on a personal level.
I gotta say, I really enjoyed watching Darren Elkins.
Darren Elkins is a great grappler, and it kind of assumes because you love grappling.
He put on a takedown clinic. It was amazing to watch him control where the fight was. He was getting messed up on his feet, but he decided to take him down and just grapple him the whole time.
It was funnier because, let's put it this way, the guy that took the most damage won the fight. That literally shows you if you just lay on the guy and just continually just be tough, you'll win the fight. You just won the fight. He did, however, I was really impressed, I should say, with his ground game. He just needed to throw more strikes and get more damage. He was doing the Khabib thing where he would tie the legs up and sit on him, but the guy would still get out of it. Khabib wouldn't let you get out of it. Khabib would just literally murder you. Mm-hmm. There's levels. See, Khabib, his grappling, he's not boring because he'll get that finish. He'll finish you. He won't let you get a decision.
And that right there,
unless you're super tough.
That right there was the definition of what happened last night on the card. Was levels to this.
Did take more damage, but he did catch him in a rear naked eventually. So
figure four body too.
What happened was, and I was watching it and I saw this. He climbed on his back. And I'm like, dude, when someone's on your back, you have two options. You can shimmy them off, which is what you're supposed to. Or what I personally like to do, throw yourself backwards and hopefully you land on him and knock him out or something.
That's what I would have done too, yeah.
He didn't do either of those. He let him advance. He didn't fight with any of his hands. So he was he just choked him out from from his back. He crawled on his back like a koala and choked him out.
In his opponent's defense, once someone has that figure 4 locked up on the body, that right there is tough enough. That's like a backpack. That's like the opponent sewed onto your back.
Especially coming from a wrestler.
Yeah.
A wrestler's grip.
That's tough.
It's tough. It really is. That's why you got to shimmy. It's why you got to, once that happens, you have to act quick because they will advance and they will choke you out from there really good.
I would recommend not letting that happen.
Don't let that happen.
Catching those legs as they come in and make sure that doesn't happen.
But it happened, and he got to finish.
Yeah.
And he took a lot of damage beforehand.
Yeah, his eye didn't look good.
But shout out to Darren Elkins for getting that W. Hair of the night, Nick. We need to go over this.
So hair of the night.
Hair of the night. Who do you have?
Let's go through our list here.
Max Griffin is number 1 for me.
Claudia did her hair up nice.
Claudia always with the dimey hair.
And then we're going to go with Tanner Bozer with the mullet.
Notable one, though, is Andrei Arlovski's beard. That man feathered his beard.
Ooh, skipping the line, jumping to the top, the front of the line. Andrei Arlovski with his facial hair is hair of the night champion with my book.
Boom. Not only did he get the win, he got the win with the hair of the night. I did bet on him, and we did say, watch out for this old man because he still has it. Former heavyweight champion. Bozer coming up through the ranks, knocking people out, but he's undersized, Nick. He's undersized at 235 when Andrei Arlovski is an undersized heavyweight himself at 240.
He's got experience. You know?
He does. He does have all of it.
In total,
all the experience.
He's got 50 matches almost. 50 bouts of fighting. Did that? How? I don't know how.
He was there from the beginning. He was former heavyweight champion. People want to say he's Russian, but really he's American. The guy's a true patriot, if you ask me. He could easily be repping a different flag, but he chooses not to.
He knows where his home is.
He knows where his home is, and that's where his heart is. So shout out to Andrei Arlovski. You got it done for us. Plus 225 underdog, and he sealed the deal.
Great performance.
That was one of my favorites of the night, even though it was kind of slow. So don't sleep on Andrei with the, he's 41 and he's still getting it done.
Then again, look for Tanner Bozer to get back in the win column as well.
Look for him to get an easy bout coming up. So shout out to Tanner Bozer with the mullet.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shout out.
Okay, and the main event. The main event.
Very entertaining, I thought.
Thiago Santos coming back from a, what was that, like almost 2-year layoff with the double knee surgeries.
Casual double knee surgery.
Double knee coming from the Jon Jones fight. And he almost, I shouldn't say almost, it was a close bout against Jon Jones. Now, Glover coming in, he's just running through opponents, knocking people out, submitting people. He's giving people everything he can handle. The man is also 41 years old, so he's making a resurgence. And I hate to break it to Santos, but he just couldn't hang with him, Glover, on the ground. Glover's probably the best grappler in the light heavyweight division at this time.
He's 9-0 with submissions, 18-3 with TKOs and KOs, and he is on a 5-fight winning streak right now, ladies and gentlemen, after losing to Jon Jones in April 26, 2014.
His last loss was against Jon Jones, and a lot of light heavyweights can say that. Santos used to say that. Now he's saying Glover. But, I mean, Glover, after what he just put on a performance like that, give the man a title shot.
Yeah, he needs it.
Give the man a title shot. He's 41 years old. This is his last chance. He still wants it. He still wants it, and I think he deserves it after what he's been showing inside the octagon.
The people want it too.
The people definitely want
to see this fight.
He has that stupid toughness. It's like, yeah, I'll get knocked out, but I'll get knocked out, and what will happen is I will just grab a leg, and you'll get tired, and I'll mount you. That's his whole strategy, and it works pretty well.
Beautiful job passing the guard, being patient there, waiting for his time, and what was it, the second round that he choked him out?
I think it was the first, to be honest.
The first round. Either way, Santos was saved by the bell there.
He was. Thiago put him down twice.
Yeah.
First round, he put him down once, and then he's like, oh, okay, I'm going to rush in, and shouldn't have done it. If you watch the tape, Glover does it a lot, and a lot of he gets rocked, and then his opponents rush in there, and he's like, okay, rush in, and then lets him mount him. He just rolls on him into mount. I don't know how he always does it. He doesn't look like he's super technical, and it looks unorthodox, but it fucking works.
It's pure grit and determination.
He's just like, I'm just gonna old man wrestle you into mount, and then he just fucks you up, dude.
Levels. The old man mastery is better than the top pro athletes when you really think about it.
It is
veteran skills, career. I know Santos could have knocked him out. That very well could have happened.
Oh yeah.
but it didn't. And here we are.
What should have happened is if Santos had to redo that fight, he would have to just keep letting him get up. He would have to knock him down and not diving there.
Yeah.
Say, come on, get up.
Yep.
And then keep doing that until he's severely hurt, and then he can come around and just finish him with hammer fists.
Yep.
So he tried to do that at I think it was the third round. He thought he knocked him out again, and then he went in for hammer fists, gassed himself out, and then Glover took his back again and just fucking choked him out. And I knew that one was in for sure. So when Santos was showing up with a new girl, I'm thinking, maybe your mind is not totally in it.
Like he has a heart, and that's not good in fighting.
Yeah. Which sometimes, I don't know, they always say sometimes kids, like if you have a kid recently, sometimes you're better. But I always take the latter of that debate. I always say it makes you worse because now you have more emotion, and so you don't care as much. You got to focus on other things. You got things pulling on you. When you are just singularly focused on your craft and nothing else is getting involved, no woman pulling you in different directions. For Santos, however, his woman, his girlfriend is MMA fighter. So you could argue that it would help him, but
you can get too comfortable. And I think that this situation is different for each person. You know, when you think about who people are and the camps and the families that they come from, it can all be different.
So shout out to Glover Teixeira for getting it done. 2 back-to-back 41-year-olds getting it done inside the octagon.
Night of the veterans, night of the old man, taking down the young bucks.
The old guard is still reigning, and you like to see it because recently there has been a lot of old fighters retiring, and these old guys are saying, "Hey, we're still in tip-top shape, and we're still sticking around."
Warmed up.
Yeah, especially Glover. Glover is at the top of the heap still.
Very impressive.
And look for him to say Jan does win. I think Glover will be next.
I need to see Glover fighting now. I want him. He's getting old. He's going to be 42, 43 soon. He can't wait.
He can't. That's what I'm saying.
March is too long.
The game is too long. But you got to keep training, I guess.
That is what it is. Yeah.
And you know, a little bit of his resurgency, I have some insight. Glover trains with the guy that knocked out Izzy in kickboxing.
Okay, nice.
His name is Alex Perez. Knocked Izzy out cold in kickboxing, and that's who he trains with.
That's good to know.
He's a young buck. He's just now getting into MMA. I shouldn't say he's a young buck, but he's a powerful buck. And it's pushing Glover's game up a little bit, I think. Shout out to our sponsor, Amazon. Hit the link in below if you're interested in getting yourself some mics like us or a soundboard, a Rode soundboard. That's what we use for our podcast. And we also use a Sony a6400 for this video crispy image. If you are interested, hit the links below. Also, there's links below if you're interested in getting an Amazon free month trial. 30-day free month trial. If you don't like it in 30 days, cancel that shit. But hey, I think you should just keep it anyways because more people have Amazon than house phones. So what does that tell you, folks? Amazon be popping. If you want to support the pod, give us some money on Anchor. Thanks for watching, folks. Also, hit that like and notification bell. We try to upload every Tuesday. Sometimes it doesn't make it till Wednesday, but hey, once a week, we'll give you the best MMA news. Stay tuned for more. Next segment is, what do you rate this card?
You ready?
3, 2, 1.
What'd you pick?
I got it in an 8.9.
Wow. Big numbers here. I got a standard 8.
Okay.
Talk to me about your 8.9.
So you thought the card previous was better than this card?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
You did?
Yep, I did.
I just like this card a lot because the old mans were getting it done, and I like to see it. I do like to see
that. That is
old
very
mans.
entertaining.
And just the whole card in general, it could have been a pay-per-view. You know, it really could have been.
It was a really good main event, and even the prelims are also great too.
Yep.
Solid card. Now, my thing, the only thing that I might have wanted more would maybe something besides a brutal rear naked choke or forearm choke. Something a little bit cooler, a little bit more grappling jiu-jitsu would have made it maybe an 8.5 for me, maybe a 9. But it was overall very solid. Good card. Got a mixture of wrestling and striking. All kinds of great stuff happened last night, so I give it an 8.
Okay. Yep. I like it. 8.9 for me. I do like to see all of what happened. The ear thing is really what set it over the edge for me. I never seen it happen, and if I did, I would have remembered, because that was one of the most brutal injuries that I've seen in MMA.
Terrifying.
So you hate to see it, but love to see it at the
Love to
same
see
time. Also, we forgot to mention the fight that we actually bet on, the Ian Heinisch versus Brandon Allen.
Yes.
Brandon Allen was looking to get the bout, but Ian Heinisch, of course, caught COVID, and they couldn't make it.
Ye old COVID.
The great old COVID factor. So, yeah, he couldn't make it, even though they both weighed in, and they even did the stare-ins at weigh-ins. So
was it a false positive? Probably.
Probably
was a
and I was
false
looking
positive.
for Heinisch to win that one, even though Brandon Allen was coming in pretty confident, to say the least.
Yeah, numbers were good there, right?
Yeah, they were. And then what happened was Ian was the underdog, and then the line got shifted down, and they were even. So we were on the right side probably on that one. At least money-wise, we were on the right side.
Bummer. I'm sure that fight will be coming up again.
That's going to be a great fight coming up. If Brandon Allen doesn't get another opponent, because he's ready to fight now, and he's looking good. I mean, he's all around good. So is Ian Heinisch. So that would have been a great fight. Ian Heinisch with the heavier hands. I think he would have got the knockout. But I guess we'll never know. Also, how many times was the main event supposed to happen? I think it was like three times. Three times. Yep. 3 different times because of COVID. Here we go. We got your best bets. Next card. Who we doing it?
Let's check out this next card.
And who are we betting? Ashley Yoder is fighting. I like this one a lot. Ashley is a hottie with a body.
Well, we do want to learn from our past experiences and not always pick the hottie with the body.
I know, but can't help it. Her record isn't the best, but her body is, however.
So you decide, folks. You going to take the hottie with the body bet, or...
I think Ashley is actually going to lose. Damn it. And I'm not...
Miranda Granger, solid bet. Kay Hansen, folks, by submission against Corey McKenna.
Oh, Granger has good odds. Definitely bet on Granger, guys. Miranda Granger, that might be a best bet for us. We want Ashley to win first team all body. Kay Hansen, minus 210. That's a good bet. That's a solid bet. We're going to bet on her by submission. So that's our second bet of the night. We got Kay Hansen and we got Miranda Granger. 2 great bets. This card on paper, it doesn't look as good as the last card, but you know what that means.
It's probably going to be good.
It's going to be better. It's probably going to be better.
We'll probably see a lot of submissions, a lot of knockouts on this card.
She submits everyone. Look, Anaconda, submission choke, technical
exciting.
submission. So bet on this girl, too. Her name is Kanako Murata. Make some dollars for you, make some dollars for us. Just makes sense. So our best bets are Miranda Granger, Kay Hansen by submission, Kanako Murata. Those bets are definitely going to hit, and stay tuned for next week, folks. Lock in those best bets.
All this news, all these updates, everything's coming at you. So breaking for this week, Darren Till pulls out of his fight with Jack Hermanson. That's breaking and unfortunate.
Why did he pull out?
Well, if he pulled out due to injury, we're not sure what it is. It might be his knee. It might be something else.
Might be his psyche. Who knows?
It could be.
Who knows?
Could be his teeth. His white teeth need to be
His
whitened.
teeth are nice.
No, probably not. Either way, Kevin Holland's going to step up and take the fight with Jack Hermanson.
That's a great fight for Kevin Holland, and he can prove himself. If he beats Jack Hermanson, he'll be ranked in the top 10, that's for sure. He's not even ranked now in the top 10. He might be 15, but he is not ranked as this moment, I believe.
He's on his way to winning 4 fights. Has he already won 4 fights?
He's already won 4. This is 5th. This will be his 5th.
way to his 5th.
In 2020. First team all COVID is Kevin Holland, and yeah, the man is a kung fu master.
Killing it. The Kung Flu cannot stop this man.
Recently, I saw that Connor is looking better and in shape than ever.
Kicking the bag.
Kicking
I
some
saw
nice
that
bags.
post as well. Connor's now in the mode where he's done the shit talking. He has put forward the contract, signed the contract, and now it is straight business from Connor. One way that we can get this going, and that's a fighters union.
Oh, I agree with it.
We need a fighters union now.
We need a fighters union. All the other organizations, NFL, MLB, NBA, they all have fighter union. Why doesn't the UFC? And I'll tell you why they don't, Nick. Each fighter is an individual contractor, and that's what Dana White says, and that's how he likes it because he's making all the money and they're only making 18%.
Keep the money going my way, says Dana.
18% is not even close to what the NFL contracts are. NFL is like, it's closer to 50. I'm going to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
So,
it's incredible.
the NFL has more money. Do they, though? I guess they do. A little bit. But
that's changing.
The UFC is, I mean, they're putting on fights every weekend. They have big sponsorships, ESPN involved as well. So, we'll see what happens in the future. Will the Fighters Union happen anytime soon? No, it won't.
Probably won't.
Because why? Because Dana White likes it how it is. For a businessman perspective, it's great for him. Now, the fighters are doing all the damage, and they're only getting paid like doctors, when I think they should be getting paid like celebrities. But that's just my opinion. I'm biased, but at the same point, I think they should be getting paid more to put their bodies on the line.
What Kevin Holland was just saying, he just got paid, he just got laid, he's ready to fight again. So Kevin Holland's one of those guys that's fighting day in, day out.
Yep.
That's $250K easy, if not more, performance bonuses, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Kevin Holland is making money. So right now, if you want to make money in the fight game, you have to fight constantly.
If you want to make money, you got to get friends with Dana White. You don't want to be on his bad side.
Boom.
2, you need to fight a lot. Tell Dana you're going to fight every time and you just want to keep fighting.
Keep fighting.
You said you want to be addicted and you just want to keep fighting, keep fighting. And you got to be great at what you do. So you got to put on performances of the night. And then then maybe you'll be a millionaire.
It wouldn't hurt to have some broken English and say stuff like smosh 'em, smosh 'em. That also helps too. If you can do stuff like that, you will get paid in the UFC.
So speaking of smash him, our boy Hamzat Chimaev is fighting.
Finally.
And he locked up a top competitor, Leon Edwards. Mm-hmm. How do you see that fight going, Nick?
Well, how do I see it? I see it the same way the last fight. I don't see it how it's going to happen that way, but this is just another one of those, is Chimaev for real? I think we're going to see that he is, but I also think it's going to be a completely different fight where instead of a knockout, it's going to be a knockdown, and it's going to be a different level of fighting between these two guys. I think Chimaev's probably going to pull this one out.
Chimaev with the finish. I'm going to say rear naked, to be honest.
It's going to have to be one of those probably.
I don't know if he'll knock him out on the feet, but he very well could. It's going to be a great fight because Leon Edwards is no joke either. He's on a 6 or 7 fight, maybe even 8 fight win streak here, folks. Don't sleep on Leon. All the cards are stacked against him. If he comes out and performs, give whoever wins this fight, give him a title shot.
Glue your eyelids open for this fight because you don't want to miss a second.
You don't want to miss it, and you don't want to blink. That fight happens in December, I believe.
Yeah.
December, we don't know.
5th or 19th?
I'm going to say the 19th because the 10th sounds like that's when it's fighting.
Yep, I agree with you.
So I think that'll do it for us this episode. Is there any other things you want to add, Nick?
I do want to just quickly say Diego Sanchez did call out someone, and
he's calling out everybody.
Diego Sanchez called out Damian Maia, so that fight is probably going to take place.
Said
they both agree. They both
he tweeted out he wanted to see legend versus legend. He wants a legendary fight, and he doesn't want to have any more young bucks. It just grinds him out and smashes his face into obliteration. He wants a good old easy go at it for his last fight. Yep. And Dana's probably going to put it on because both of them are old and they still have fights under contract with the UFC. So I'm sure Dana White will make that happen. Will he be happy about it? No. There's not going to be any bonuses thrown out their way. I'm telling you right now. But I might bet on Diego versus Maia if Maia doesn't submit him.
I'm going to bet Maia. And Diego's probably gone. I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. I love you, Diego, but Maia's gonna submit you.
Oh man, I was rooting for you, buddy.
It's okay.
You got off the deep end there a little bit. Everything is a knife ain't working for me.
This is true. That's gonna be it for this week.
Don't forget to hit the like. Don't forget to hit subscribe.
Leave a comment.
Tell us how we're doing. We're gonna get you all the news you need.
You've got all the updates. You've got all the news. Now you just got to tell people about it.
Follow us on IG, Highly Misinformed. And stay tuned for next week. Later, guys.
That's it for this week. Peace.